Hello and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. So then, last time we pretty much wrapped up the rest of the Rayashki stuff with Vinsong's character story and all of the trailers that we usually watch at the end of all of the stories, and now we can kinda move on, I guess. Not fully, but today we're gonna dip into one of the anecdotes very quickly before we head into the 2.7 patch that is currently live and check out what is happening in that story. But yeah, it's time to jump into the ZENO anecdote, and very appropriate as well, considering that this was also in the trailer for the Rayashki stuff, so this was added with the patch, and a long time ago I already was kind of considering checking out the ZENO anecdote, and both then and very recently I was reminded of to wait until after the Rayashki story to look at the ZENO stuff. I don't know if this is gonna be connected to Rayashki in any shape or form, or if it's just better to witness ZENO through the Rayashki stuff and then see what is happening here. Maybe there's some relation, I don't know. No one told me anything, so good. I'm always excited to see these stories without any kind of major spoilers or stuff like that. But yeah, I'm very curious what this anecdote is gonna teach us about ZENO and about... I don't even know what's gonna be in here, of course. Like, is it gonna be like the history of ZENO? Is it gonna be like a day in the eyes of a ZENO operative or something? We'll see, I guess. But regardless, I'm excited. But before we head into that, as always, on the previous episode, KRiderKun8919 said, "Finally, Vinsong's character story. I really like how much the story dives into how she was a student of the study on ley lines and the aftermath of the scandal that happened. You can kind of see why everyone has a lot of apprehension to this study, like Bertolt back during the main event story." Yeah, definitely you can see, you could see through her story like why people were so apprehensive about the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing was pretty much... The whole study was kind of felt like it was still in its infancy, or was pretty much in its infancy, and the guy who was pretty much spearheading it was then involved in a big scandal, and everything fell through, and immediately people dismissed everything that had to do with the study of ley lines, especially because, as we'll cover in a second, the study of ley lines can't be really used to make new things essentially out of it. But speaking of that, in the comment that followed, you also, or rather in the replies down below that comment, you also said, and this one is directed at me, so I want to elaborate on that one a tiny bit for everybody else. I already told you, but you said, "You're baffled how people don't have high opinions on it, but there are already other studies that do a better job of what ley lines can do. This was already mentioned within this character's story. That's one. The other one is that there is no new theory or theorem or law to discover within the ley lines, suggesting the ley lines have some limitations on its usage and expansion of its knowledge. There's also the parasiting between researchers and the scandal with the father of ley lines, Tristan Lisov. Also, those big tools are way more trustworthy because science, compared to a study that is considered as pseudoscience even within arcane magic science." Yeah, I get that, don't worry. I understood that completely fine. But like I responded to you already on that comment, but for everybody else that might have been confused why I was so latching onto the ley line study being so good, what was going essentially on through my head is, and the way kind of the ley line stuff kind of solidified itself in my brain was in the form of a red mage. For people who don't know, Final Fantasy red mage stuff. The best sentence to describe a red mage is always and will always be a jack of all trades and a master of none. What I mean by that is, from everything that I've seen of ley lines throughout the both Rayashki story and the personal story from Vinsong, it just feels like the study of ley lines, while yes, cannot create any new theorems or, you know, be used to create anything new out of it, is still a science that is kind of like, you can be the first one deployed and check out a terrain, both for its biology, wildlife, and geology, before any of the other sciences is there. It's pretty much like a very efficient method or a broad method of analyzing analyzing something without influencing it, without changing it. You can just see specifically what is there, or point to something being there, and not damage it or influence it. Best example I can give, and that comes literally from the Rayashki story itself. If a geology crew wants to find mineral deposits, yes, they can use their heavy machinery and scientific tools and stuff like that, and they can dig around and figure out if there is something there based on, like, I don't know, surface material they find or something like that, while a leyline person can come in and just do their bibbidi boobidi, and they can figure out, oh yeah, there is a spot here on the ground, here, here, and here, go nuts, dig there. Pretty much makes the work of the other sciences easier, in a sense, and a bit more efficient probably, and that's what I was trying to get at. That's my feeling of the whole leyline thing. If not for the scandal that happened, maybe, even back then, the study of ley lines would have already solidified itself as a support tool for all the other sciences. Like, it won't change anything, it won't influence the readings of the other sciences or anything, but it will tell the other science, hey, there is something there, go and take a look. And maybe you can then discover something. It feels like a multi-purpose tool that doesn't require heavy other tools to be carried around. It just feels like it needs a person, essentially. It just feels like it needs a person that is versed in the whole thing and can understand how to read them. Is all I was trying to, or rather what was going in my head back then. But yeah, anyway, hopefully that elaborates what was going on in my head with that thing. But yeah, anyway, K-Rider-kun, thank you very much for that comment. Alright, ZENO. Right, let's see what is in here. Okay, I see hand holding, very lewd. I say that and it feels like a battlefield in the background. Look. Trying to defuse immediately. Okay, this is gonna be something, I guess. Arriving in... Oh god, how are you pronouncing this? Where is this? My instinct wants to say Juhalerat. And it's purely because the first 4 letters in here, if I read it in Croatian, and I don't know how many other Slavic languages do read it in the same way, but Juha means soup. Now you know. Anyway, I feel like it's supposed to be pronounced in a different way, but let's go with Juhalerat until someone actually says it out loud. Hopefully someone says it out loud. These are usually not very heavily voiced. A bullet, the smell of gunpowder, and a dreadful journey. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now that's a description. Immediately setting the tone. Who are we gonna be following through this thing? Is it gonna be just some random soldier? Whoa. Uh-huh. I was about to say heavy footsteps that sound like a cowboy's footsteps. Almost. Heavy footsteps echoed down the hall. A shackled man is escorted into a room. That was the sound of chains, okay. Where he sits onto the stool behind him. The interrogator gestures and a guard removes his blindfold. The sudden brightness stings the man, forcing him to drop his head to shield his eyes from the harsh glare. An interrogation room? Interrogator 1. Good god, the sound in my ears right now is deafening myself. Hopefully this will not destroy the video. Private Alexei Fyodorovich Ryalev, age 24. Born in Rayashki. Oh. Okay. So you're a son of the North. A former law student at the Second Northern University, enlisted after earning his degree in 1982. 4 months later, transferred to the ZENO Arms Academy for further training and applied for the Juhalerat Warfront upon graduation. Served in the 756th Special Task Force of the 15th Battalion, stationed in Juhalerat by the ZENO Arms Academy. Rank, Private First Class. Length of service, 3 months. A tedious formality that outlines the life of the person under scrutiny. Alexei nods to each statement in silence. Next comes his crime. You are charged with shooting a comrade in arms. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. You voluntarily confessed to the crime, and Lieutenant Bertolt, the commander of the task force, proceeded to file the charges.
Yes.
I killed a comrade. He says nothing more. Wow. Okay. Immediately confessed and everything done? Oh, hi, Bertolt. That's why this was supposed to be right after Ayashki. Alright, I see. I never intended to report this. But Alexei insisted I do it. He came into my office with the written report and respectfully placed it in front of me. All you have to do is sign and report, sir. It was as if he were my superior, giving me a direct order. But the man's integrity was unwavering, almost a fault. I struggled to come up with a good reason to deny his request. Oh my god, a young Lilia. Baby Lilia. Actually, I don't know how old she's supposed to be here, but she looks very young. That's him, alright. He's the kind of guy who believes in taking responsibility for your actions and facing the consequences. The man is obsessed with justice, like a bull fixated on the red cloth in front of him. He may seem determined and honorable, but he is destined to be weakened and exhausted by the banderillas. The two witnesses look into the interrogation room through the window. Alexei does not move his lips, answering only with nods while the two wait outside for their summons.
Now?
It's almost our turn. You know, you and I are lucky to even be standing here today. I know. Death and sacrifice are the way things usually go. This younger version of her seems a bit more colder. I wonder if this story is gonna lead into maybe her personality shifting a bit, or how she became the person she is later that we know. Anyway, after an impatient wait, they both look back into the room. How much longer until I can go in? Can these inefficient slowpokes hurry it up? I will not stand around like an idiot again, like when I first arrived in Juhalerat.
Hold on.
Calm down, soldier. Someone will call for you when it's your turn. This is how it is in a war zone. Nothing ever runs smoothly, and there's never enough of anything. You're not at the academy anymore. We have lost a great deal to the storm. Right, this is in the phase of rebuilding, right? The man stops, not wanting to complete the thought. The ZENO Arms Academy, in its current state, resembles a bombed-out building, barely recognizable in its own rubble. It's as if even the slightest rain could wash it all away.
Now?
We are facing shortages on all fronts. People, supplies, and shelter. Things may seem bleak, but it is in these challenging times that our loyalty truly shines. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and that is why we find ourselves here, getting our hands dirty in the middle of this war zone. Many clients entice us with offers that are too good to refuse. Money, weapons, a place to stay, and most importantly, information. And all we have to give in return are our soldiers, currencies, that we'll lose anyway in the next reversal. I mean, I know he doesn't mean that in a cold tone, but yeah, that is a very cold way to look at it. But also the truth. The girl looks at the figure through the glass. And the battlefield sharpens these currencies faster than any training ground. Solemnly, the officer pats the girl on the shoulder. Yes, comrade. Everyone dies. They just don't know when. Is Alexei going to die?
No way.
To the death penalty? No, little falcon. It's not that serious of a matter. He'll likely spend 3 years in prison, have his sentence reduced, and eventually be pardoned. I wonder, did the guy maybe shoot and kill a person, like a comrade that was being like changed by the storm? Is that maybe gonna be what happened? I guess we'll see. Maybe it wasn't.
No matter what.
In any case, there are plenty of ways to get him out early. We're short-handed right now, and we're not going to let young blood waste away in prison like this. And I have a feeling that the Admiral will be interested in overseeing this case. So don't you worry. A clerk emerges from a room down the hall and signals to Lilia.
Well...
It looks like you're up first, little falcon. Go on, remember what I told you. Be completely open with them. Tell them the truth, for your own good and for Alexei's and mine. And I thought I was gonna get the whole hood and cuffs treatment, kicked into the room by steel-toed boots. You want that kind of treatment? Easy. Just blow my brains out in front of the guards right now. Wow. Waving her hand, Lilia enters the room without looking back. Huh. We're better off staying alive, you and I. Later, Bertolt. Okay, this is an interesting setup. I wonder what the continuation of this thing is. And my god, if I have to listen to this rumble in the background for a bit longer, I think I'm gonna go insane. She pulls out a chair, hops onto it and crosses her legs, swinging her feet under the table. Yeah, very tiny Lilia, sorry, not Ilia. Miss Lilia, is it? There's no need to be nervous, young one. Help yourself to some candy in the drawer. And try not to kick the table. I doubt it would withstand much of your assault. Just take a deep breath and relax. Fine, fine. But do you have any adult potato juice around here? And don't call me miss.
What if...
She's already on the vodka? Nice. No. Are you sure you should be considering something like that? If you're thirsty, there's water in the cup. In that cup. It's cold, but don't let it stop you. Forget it. Let's get started then, comrade. What do you want to ask? Private Alexei Fyodorovich Ryaliev shot and killed a fellow soldier during a search and rescue mission outside of Juhalerat. You were there. Did you witness the act? Yes, I saw everything.
Nice.
Good. On June 12th, Lieutenant Bertolt led the 756th Squad into the mountains to rescue a trapped survey team. According to Lieutenant Bertolt's report, you joined the mission as a volunteer. Is that right? Yeah, I went. Voluntarily.
Here's the case.
Private Alexei's story and the lieutenant's report don't quite add up. We'd like more information, Comrade Lilia. Good. She's not a little miss anymore. You ask, I'll answer. We're only going to ask about certain things, you see.
Now?
Tell us everything you know, starting from the moment you landed in Juhalerat.
I must.
We need the whole truth. every detail of what you saw and heard. Please, comrade. Okay, so this is what this story is gonna be about, huh? The retelling of the incident? ZENO speed! Alright. Okay, this is very interesting. I'm in. I'm very, very interested how this is gonna shape out. The earth mocks the masses, bestowing dust and death as presents. Well, that's a thing. Also, I need to remember that once we are done with the story, I need to remember to click the record thing in the top right corner of the menu of the anecdote, so I don't forget like I did a couple of times before. They wanted to send rookies into the war zone to get some hands-on experience. I signed up and proved myself better than most, so they let me go. I was part of the third group. When? Saturday, probably. I don't remember. Anyway, it was around noon when we got off the plane. The sun, the sizzling sand, and a bunch of rookies. Juhalerat sure knew how to give us a warm welcome. Oh, is this a deployment somewhere in Africa? Then I'm even less sure how the name is supposed to be pronounced. Anyway. Before we took off, some of the recruits saw black coffins being offloaded off a plane. They started to panic. When they found out that the coffins held the remains of the previous group of rookies, even more chickened out. In the end, I was the only one who flew to Juhalerat carrying the experimental equipment that the others were supposed to handle. I guess the instructor wanted to use me to test their new toys out in the field. Those fist-sized boom bombs, packed with volatile efferentine, could turn a giant boulder into a pile of confetti. It was probably because I can fly that they dared to trust me with those things. Okay. And then there was this tiny radar modified from the Type 76 experimental bug, which picked up present channels. It was ZENO's latest masterpiece. I was expecting... sorry. I was... Really? Is that vodka? Of course it is. I was excited at first, thinking I was gonna do something big there. Maybe snag a few shiny medals to show off to the wimps back at the academy. You know, because only the toughest soldiers deserve to be sent to the front lines. I mean, she definitely has guts, even as a kid. Actually, wait, dust and everything. They're using the image that was used in the story that took place in India. Okay. Again, I have even less ideas how to pronounce this name now. Anyway. Juhalerat was a dump of a city. I got off the plane and then onto a truck. Look, if someone knows how this city is supposed to be pronounced or placed, type it out in the comments, because I have no idea right now. I thought it'd be all dirt and grime, like the mud caked on their truck tires. Turned out there were more trees than I thought. The mountains outside the city shone with a pale white glow, like shrapnel glinting in the sun. The mighty Hindu Kush. Okay, so it is in India. Where even eagles dare not fly. So exclaimed the instructor before we left. I still remember the silence in the truck. Everyone keeping their mouths shut. I figured it was cause of the dust on the road. You know, now that I know that this is taking place in India, is there a place in India called Juhalerat or something? Okay, just from a Google search, the only results I'm getting literally are for Reavers. I don't think there exists a town called, well, Juhalerat or whatever. But considering if this is in India or somewhere like there right now, I guess by how I've seen Hindu stuff being pronounced, I guess the yacht is a J in that case, or similar to a J in my language. So Juhalerat would maybe be the better pronunciation. I'll go with that for now. Just purely because of the location. I could be completely wrong. Again, this seems like a completely made-up city. If it exists, someone can teach me. Hopefully. Soon enough, the truck stopped. The driver cursing and honking at us got off. And then there we stood, like a bunch of imbeciles, dazed and confused under the scorching sun of Juhalerat. Seriously? Is no one coming to pick us up? Did they just throw us off the truck and leave us here? Hello, comrade. Shouldn't someone be coming to take us to the base? How old is she even here? Hey, comrade. Do you know the way? Here, the way to here. I chatted with a few people and showed them the map in my pocket, but nobody seemed to care. They looked at me as if I were a rabbit. But when's the last time you saw a rabbit with the talents of a hawk? Well, I guess our local comrades must have been busy. How could they spare someone to pick us up when they were at war? Or maybe they just forgot about us. Anyway, I kept waiting and waiting for the longest time. For 10 freaking minutes. Really? 10 minutes? For 10 freaking minutes! When the blistering sun finally got to me, I decided I wasn't going to stand around like an idiot any longer. Alright, guess this is where we part ways, comrades. Good luck! Okay, I do not know how to read that one. Whatever that is, it's in Russian. Could have not put it in brackets for this anecdote. At least the English translation. I had a ladder and a map in my pocket, though all soaked from my leaky bottle. But that was okay. They were still readable. I followed the map aimlessly around the city, feeling like I was going in circles. Until a kind local recognized my uniform and stopped me in the street. You're from ZENO, yes? Welcome, friend. Are you going to the base? It's not far ahead. Just go straight for 120 steps. Turn into the alley with the red wall. Continue for another 210 steps. Then turn right and come to an intersection with two sacred figs. Turn right again and you will find Farouk's tea shop. Go down the... Oh my god! This is one of those times... Wait, let me write this down. Go down these steps next to the shop, then turn left and walk 50 steps. He was like an enthusiastic tour guide, giving me all the details. Wow. Be careful of the narrow alley and don't trip over the melons on the ground stall, or you'll be an easy target for the old man who will try to swindle you of everything you have. When you smell fried chickpeas, follow the aroma. Oh, and maybe buy some while you're there. Help out their business. They're tasty. And finally, when you see a couple of guys crouching by a courtyard wall, that's the base. Is he literally saying that the ZENO squad in front of the ZENO base is literally doing a Slav squat? That would be hilarious. But it's nothing like that on the map.
Dear?
Juhalerat changes every day, my friend. It's better to trust me than to trust your map. So I took a leap of faith. I trusted the guy. He sent her on a tour through the city. To a place she could have probably reached quicker, maybe? Well, she reached the ZENO base. Truth be told, the place was pretty shabby. They were houses that taken over from civilians mostly. A perimeter wall, 2 courtyards, a few rows of converted barracks, and 1 office. Office in quotes. Several men squatted outside the wall, killing time and eyeing me as I walked in. The guard on duty was dozing off in the shade, rifle on his lap. Wake up! You're on watch! I nudged the slacker with my boot. As you do. He gave me a stink eye in return and went right back to sleep. Don't start any trouble, little girl. Go play somewhere else. I'm here for Bertolt. Hearing Bertolt's name, he squinted stretched out a finger, pointing into the courtyard.
Oh.
Third house from the left. He's in there. Go ahead. But before I could find Bertolt, he found me first. A uniformed gentleman emerges from the house and catches sight of the young recruit. The unfamiliar recruit runs up to the officer, handing over a letter. The piece of yellow paper is now dried out by the heat of Juhalerat's sun. You know, obviously I didn't expect them to change Bertolt's design here, just because we're in, you know, a super hot place and he's wearing a fursuit. Or, sorry, a uniform with very thick leather and fur, probably. But, this is hilarious. This guy sees a heat stroke and he's like, nah, I would win. Anyway, you new here? A ZENO Air Force Reserve Cadet. Good. A little falcon chick. Think you can fly over to the Hindu Kush? We've had many great pilots take on the mountains, but not all have made it back. Be very careful. The mountain folk here have been hunting fierce beasts and birds for thousands of years, including eagles and falcons alike. Compared to the careless, unreliable nature of this place, Bertolt seemed to be the most dependable soldier around. It's too bad you came at a bad time. It's too bad you came at a bad time, that's a sentence. I'm about to go on a mission. No time to take you under my wing, I'm afraid.
Listen.
No one can guarantee their own safe return from the next mission, rookie. You should prepare yourself for any outcome. The girl's interest ignites. A mission? Then I've come at the right time. Sir, I'm here to fight, so take me with you.
What?
You want to come along? Why else would I be here? To kick rocks, shoot targets, and shuffle files all day? For the menial tasks, you can leave them to the others. Just holler at the gate and you'll have more help, then you know what to do with it.
Okay.
If you want to come, come. By the way, tell me, little falcon, what does loyalty mean to you? Not afraid of dying for a cause. Right you are, but on the battlefield, loyalty is much more complicated than that. As for sacrifice, sacrifice is loyalty, and loyalty is sacrifice. Let's go with that. Come, little friend, I've gathered everyone. Let's go meet them. A dozen soldiers are waiting in another part of the courtyard. Bertolt walks up to them with Lilia. He starts a head count, only to find that one person is missing. Where's Hassan? He said he was heading out to buy tea half an hour ago.
Shoot.
Did he seriously expect us to tolerate his frequent tea breaks that waste our time? Just as the words leave his mouth, a robed man hurries over from the opposite side of the courtyard. I'm here, boss. Hassan here. The tardy soldier Hassan turned out to be the same guy who showed me the way to the base. Alright.
Hey!
It was your turn to stand guard today, Comrade Hassan. Me? Yes, it was my turn, but Abu said he'd cover for me. And isn't he doing a wonderful job standing guard over there? No need to be worried, brother Alexei. Well, it's your turn, it's your turn. Those are the rules. Okay, so this is the guy who will shoot another guy.
Enough!
Enough. Time is ticking. Alexei, get the first aid kit ready. The rest of you, grab your gear. The truck will be here in 5 minutes. Time had its own rhythm in Juhalerat. Waiting for 5 minutes there was more like waiting for 15. 15 minutes minimum.
May I ask?
And what should I do, boss? Get acquainted with our new friend and keep her safe under the mission until the mission is over. Scram! I don't need no babysitter.
What?
Wow, boss, look at her! She's a fierce little thing. When my sister... Why was that laugh the same that I did just now? Why was it the same? When my sister was her age, she didn't even dare to talk to people while herding sheep out in the mountains. Show a little more respect for our comrade Hassan.
Hi.
Hey there, what's your name? Her name is Lilia. She's from the academy, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic news. I actually just graduated from there. Did you apply for the base yourself? Kind of. I beat a lot of people, so they let me come here.
Which means...
I'm not sure what that means. I can't imagine what you've gone through to get here, but you must have some serious skills.
Oh.
Oh, she's a tough cookie, Alexei. That's what they say nowadays. The rope man's... I'm sorry for... I'm sorry what I'm doing to the personality of the poor man. Anyway, the road man seems quite friendly to Alexei, or perhaps he's just friendly to everyone. Some say that brother Alexei looks scary, but don't worry, he's actually a good man. He hands out candy and plays ball with the kids, smiles at everyone and speaks kindly, and even pays the locals a fair price with real money. Outsiders have done too many terrible things in this place. The people resent us.
It's ridiculous.
It should not be like this. It should not be... We were supposed to be here to help them defend their homes, to help them build their city. War makes good men better and bad men worse. Some of our comrades, and I'm ashamed to call them comrades, are downright criminals. It's always been like that, war. It's always been like that, war. Always like that.
That's too far.
Those thugs all deserve to be shot. Oh god. He will regret those words. After their brief spat, Alexei turns his attention back to Lilia with a warm and attentive gaze.
Now?
I, may have said too much. Let's save the rest for later, young comrade, when we're on the road and can get to know each other better. I'll see you soon. If he had lived 500 years ago, he would have been the most devout ascetic of his time. Don't you agree, friend? He thought they would have. Alexei hurries to the house, while the others keep busy at camp, waiting for the borrowed truck from their allies. The commander pulls the eager little falcon aside for a private word. What is it beeping in the background right now? What's the plan, sir?
Listen.
Lilia, let's talk about courage. It is a great virtue, and I have no doubt about your own courage. But there is no need for you to quench the fire with your own blood. Speak plainly, sir. Vertin pauses, gathering his thoughts before speaking carefully. I appreciate your enthusiasm to join us on this mission, but as young blood with so much potential, you and Alexei are the true future of ZENO.
But...
And we must preserve those sparks. A wise warrior knows when to attack, just as they know when to decisively retreat. The commander's words are tactful, but the hint of underestimation infuriates the battle-hungry youth. What? You want me to punk out? Not way. Not way? Not way, I'm not chicken. I'm tough as nails, just like you guys. She does not need anyone's protection. Never has, never will.
No.
Chicken. That's not the right word, little falcon. I trust your tactical acumen and your willingness to sacrifice for the cause, but I don't want you to be the one to bear the burden. If things go south, take your broom and fly away as fast as you can. My people will cover you. Don't throw your life away here. You have to survive. Your people? Sir, I'm one of you.
Okay.
Alright, your comrades will cover you. But when I give the order to retreat, obey my command, Comrade Lilia. Again, yeah, he's not an asshole. He's not an asshole, but when push comes to shove and they need to do something, he will be the asshole that needs to be.
Bertolt left me no room to argue. He was my commander, and I was his soldier. I had to comply. But I still felt he underestimated me.
That almost sounded like a toy train. The truck finally pulls up and the team assembles. Before they leave, Bertolt outlines the mission.
Here's the case.
We are on our way to save a team of comrades. They have been trapped in the mountains by unfriendly, armed forces stirring up trouble. Retrieve our people and the documents they've recovered, and eliminate all obstacles in your way. You know what must be done.
Nice.
That's all, comrades. Get on the truck and head out. Best of luck to us all.
But Bertolt lied.
Stop. What do you mean by Bertolt lied?
While our objectives were search and rescue and recovery, he lied to the soldiers.
The interrogator nods and turns to signal the clerk. So who or what were you actually trying to save? Important Arcanists or something else?
Documents lost during war. Anyway, that's what Bertolt told to me after. They were his real objective. And those unlucky comrades were just regrettable, necessary losses.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I see. I mean, the true face of war, right? I wonder what these documents are about, and if we're gonna learn about what was happening here. But yeah, again, Bertolt doesn't seem like, you know, the de facto bad guy, he'll be the bad guy when he needs to be the bad guy. But he cares, he feels like he cares about people in his own way, I guess. Would be the best way to say it. Like, there's you gotta respect the man, essentially. for reasons. The talking mountain. In this place, the mountains have a voice that is beyond the power of words.
To save our comrades stranded in the mountains, we left the city by truck. A road was built outside the city, with our outposts and supply stations scattered along its route. The locals often come down from the mountains to trade with their people, exchanging pretty stones for clothes, wool, and kisses for paper clips or old shoes.
Kisses? Okay.
Things that weren't worth much.
Calm down.
Speak slowly, take your time.
As our truck left the city, we passed a demolished tank by the side of the road. Not long after, the driver said we were running low on fuel. Luckily for us, a gas station was not far, guarded by troops like all the others. We hopped out and watched our truck slowly make its way over. Everyone was relaxed and having a good time, chatting and laughing by the roadside, waiting for the truck to fill up and roll back around. Why'd we all have to get out of the truck?
I was about to say, are they getting out of the truck for security reasons? Like, I don't know, if a military truck pulls into a gas station and it's vulnerable there, it could be blown up and all the soldiers die, maybe?
Because?
Because when the truck blows up... Shut up, Bertolt. Stop saying words that I already said. Because when the truck blows up, it's safer out here than it is in there. To our foes hiding in the mountains, destroying a vehicle can be more valuable than taking lives.
Hey!
Don't scare the rookie, boss. It's a beautiful day, sunny and bright. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Huh. It does feel good to stand here and soak up the sun. Especially in my heavy fur coat and my nice fluffy hat. You might even grow a little taller. Last month, our allies cleared all the nearby villages because they were supporting our enemies. So we have nothing to worry about, comrades. Relax and enjoy the sunshine. We have been blessed with a peaceful day, haven't we, Brother Alexei? This is all thanks to your good fortune. Stay alert, Comrade Hassan. Keep your eyes on the mountains.
Among us.
Among Us?
Among us.
I'm stuck in Among Us mode now.
Among us, Alexei was always the most on edge, while Hassan was the most relaxed. They didn't care whether I was a human or an Arcanist. They only asked what unit I was in and where I served. But not one of them even glanced at my red 38. Hello? A broom of mass destruction over here, the ultimate right.
When it comes to her broom, or brooms rather, I don't know. If, I can't remember if it's always the red 38 right now from the top of my head. But when it comes to her broom, she reminds me of Van Arkwright from the Daybreak series. He and his car obsession. Why is no one talking about my car?
They weren't even the least bit curious about that. Imagine if they saw Xenos arsenal with flying carpets that breathe fire and ropes that seek out enemies. Their jaws would hit the sand. Huh. But none of that stuff is as good as my trusty broom.
Before joining ZENO, I was begging on the streets of Juhalerat. Each day was either feast or famine, a roll of the dice. That was just how life was. But then one day, they came up to me and said, "Hey kid, you want to join the army? We'll feed you. 3 meals a day." So I signed up.
Chatty Hassan, always so talkative.
Loyalty is easily bought over here. All it took was 1 pair of boots, 2 bowls of pilaf, and 3 square meals a day. After that, people from ZENO taught me to read and write, and told me all kinds of old stories.
But
You know, just a friendly advice. Be careful. It's okay to give gifts to the locals, but make sure you never take anything they give you. If you're lucky, it's poison. If not, it's a bomb. I mean, okay, he has a point. If it's poison, depending on the strength, you can, you know, just take something to alleviate or get rid of it out of your system. If it's a bomb, yep, you're out. Music boxes and dolls might just blow up in your hand. Did I scare you? Don't need to be afraid. Welcome to Juhalerat, Comrade Lilia. May you live 100 years.
I've heard all of that before. Who do you think you're trying to spook?
yes,
Yes, you're a brave one, you are. By the way, where did you serve before?
oh,
She's like me, a student from ZENO.
Air Force Reserves.
wow,
A fledgling falcon, ready to spread her wings. Did you fly here on this broomstick?
Hassan caressed my red 38, gently patting its metallic casing.
that's awesome.
This thing, you sit on it, and it really flies? That's the coolest thing ever, friend. Oh, she's gonna like this guy. She's gonna like this guy a lot, I can already tell.
You want me to show you? The curious crowd gathered around me, like spectators waiting for our show. The clear skies, mountain roads, and the valleys between the peaks were like a perfect runway.
Nice.
Go on, see if you really have the eyes of a hawk. Scout the mountains. We're counting on you.
Roger that, Commander. Everyone cleared a path for me, and then my magnificent red 38 and I took to the skies.
Whoa!
I heard cheers as I lifted off, or maybe they were gasps. There was nothing but mountains and trees out there,
Alright.
but it wasn't as barren as I thought. In the distance, a light was reflecting from the forest. The shepherds and villagers in the mountains seemed to have noticed me and looked my way from afar. I waved, but Adopti saw that. After circling the mountains, I returned to the ground to save fuel.
Can you take Hassan flying too? I've always wanted to see the sky. Hassan, man, you'd probably pee your pants.
Hey!
What are you talking about? Hassan's braver than a lion. What's a little flight to me? The lives that have fallen by my hand are more numerous than the sheep you've eaten for dinner.
It's ridiculous.
That's not something to brag about, Comrade Hassan. You know, after the war, you can fly back to the ZENO Arms Academy with us on our special plane.
Of course.
Oh, yes, of course I will. That's what you promised, right, boss?
Bertolt smiled and nodded, then checked his watch again. He seemed uneasy.
Sit next to me on the plane. I'll have a barf bag and stale crackers ready for use for your somersaulting stomach.
Laughter erupted from the crowd. Hassan grinned too, showing his yellow teeth and cackling so hard that even Bertolt cracked a smile. Outside Juhalerat, the sun showed brightly as eagles glided across the blue sky. The truck was parked at the gas station, with a few people going about their business. It seemed like an easy job.
I'm legitimately just waiting for the truck to blow up right now. We really are lucky this time. Oh, thanks to our little comrade, the goddess of luck. No mines or bombs and no... He spoke too soon. Here we go. A massive explosion erupts ahead, followed by two more in quick succession. Let's... Okay. Again, considering this is not voice acted and everything, can we have something in brackets to tell me what this is in English?
That's the... whatever that means. I recognize that sound anywhere. One rocket, 3 blasts.
Everyone!
It's time for action, comrades!
The shockwave from the explosion of the truck and gas station left my ears ringing. I couldn't hear a thing. But our comrades were quick to react. Hassan and 2 others had already found cover and started shooting up the hill. Alexei helped up a comrade who'd been knocked down by the blast, but thankfully they were a safe distance away. All in all, we lost a truck and a driver, nothing else. But now we were caught with our pants down, and bullets started flying.
Shoot!
I just have to jinx us. I just have to go and jinx us.
How did they get their hands on those things?
I don't know.
By the humps of a stubborn camel, how should I know? See that guy up there? Shoot back, boys. Open your eyes and aim. You sightless donkeys.
We returned fire, but we were too far apart to hit each other. Despite the fierce exchange, none of us were injured in the slightest. About the...
whatever that is.
It is an 8th generation portable rocket launcher.
Ah, okay. Actually, with that knowledge in mind, if I look it up... Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense now. God. The P was... I mean, it's not a P, I know, in the Russian alphabet, but it looks like a regular P. It's RPG 8D84. That's what's written there. Okay. Anyway.
About the RPG 8D84, it is an 8th generation portable rocket launcher developed by the ZENO Arms Academy and issued in the fall of '84. Believe me, these are some of the most intelligent rockets you'll ever see. Amidst the deafening roars of wind and screeching, these explosives never fail to find their targets. I've played with these back at the academy. Powerful stuff, but luckily they're one-offs.
Oh god, this is auto-scrolling. I already noticed, but hold on. Are you done?
Which means...
I played with these back at the academy. Powerful stuff, but luckily they're one-offs, and each one is a pain to cultivate. But seriously, how the hell did the enemy get their hands on those things?
So, are you saying that ZENO's arcanum weapons have fallen into enemy hands? Yeah, okay, because when I was looking if there is an equivalent, because it obviously sounds like a regular RPG designation. I think I've seen... I mean, there are definitely... How to put this? There are definitely a couple of results that will pop up for, you know, RPG. But because, or rather maybe because it depends on the algorithm. For me, it's game related. When I put in RPG and those letters into Google, the things I got were like D&D campaigns. Anyway, it was legitimately thinking that the D, I guess the D8 or D84 was referring to dice rolls. The first couple of results were all about D&D. Anyway.
Good question. I wonder what really happened, comrade.
Nice.
We'll make a note of that.
There was more. They all had ZENO uniforms as well.
Oh. We recently shipped a new batch of uniforms to the front lines, as recorded by the logistics department. Some units have temporarily recruited local personnel to join their auxiliary forces. They needed ZENO's uniforms.
A new batch of uniforms? No, that doesn't make sense. Hassan was still wearing his own clothes, and so were a bunch of other comrades.
Interesting. Hearing this, the interrogator turns to the clerk, who nods in understanding. Someone is embezzling and misusing or selling shit under the table to make a quick buck.
They retreated, and the shooting stopped.
Everyone!
Is anyone hurt? Boss? All the radio equipment were on the truck, but now they're gone. The officer grimaces as he watches the smoke disperse. The truck and surrounding buildings continue to burn uncontrollably in the distance. The explosion was far from us, sir. The driver and the comrades at the gas station are gone, but our people here are unharmed. The soldiers regroup, the most unfortunate among them supporting only a scratch on his arm. The good news is we survived unscathed. The bad news is we've now lost contact with the trapped party.
Bertolt forgot that he still had me. Was the distress signal on a military channel?
Yes.
Yes, an encrypted one. Do you have a plan, little falcon chick? Huh?
The experimental navigation radar.
Okay, I'm not gonna be looking up how this is pronounced.
1182. A new gadget devised by ZENO's Arcanists. Let's give it a try. It should be able to pick up a signal. The creatures in the radar are highly trained. Certain frequencies can activate their dormant minds, prompting them to react accordingly.
Let me see that. The soldiers begin to murmur at the mention of Arcanists. There it is. What happened? Why has the signal stopped in place?
It might be unstable. It's still a prototype after all.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Thank you.
We were fortunate to have you here, Comrade Lilia.
But
But we no longer have a vehicle. If you don't have wheels, use your legs. Are you scared, Brother Alexa? Our people have been traversing these mountains for thousands of years.
I believe.
He's right. Let's go. We'll follow where this thing goes.
So off we went, toward the billowing smoke of the gas station. The atmosphere had changed. There were no more jokes or laughter, just pairs of watchful soldiers, their eyes fixed on the hills. There's trees on that hill there. Maybe people there too.
I wasn't wrong, comrade. We really are lucky to be alive. Let me give you some advice. I know it's going to sound morbid, but you'd best keep a bullet for yourself, little comrade.
I'd rather jam my last bullet up an enemy's nostril.
Huh? But seriously, don't get caught alive or you'll wish you died. Bullets are merciful things. A bang and you're gone. No pain at all. I've seen way too many soldiers in the infirmary wailing in pain. I remember the missing limbs. Such a painful sight. Lying in bed, calling out names, crying for their mothers.
I noticed a glimmer of tears in his eyes, but he quickly composed himself and burst into a mischievous laughter.
Those fiends torture their captives with blades coated in poison. I hear they have skilled Arcanists who use cruel arts to leave their victims unable to live or die. For us here, blood is thicker than water. If someone hurts your family, you have to seek vengeance at any cost.
Oh,
You afraid yet? Even the city isn't safe. Just remember, my young friend, never take anything from someone you don't know. Even a lighter. Press it, and boom. Blow you to bits.
Get lost with your scare tactics. You've already told me that.
Believe it or not, your choice. The old soldier shrugs and pulls a handful of roasted beans from his pocket.
Look at this.
Want some? They may be cold, but they're still good. My wife fried them with salt. They're tasty.
So there we were, a group of survivors nibbling on chickpeas as we continued on our way.
Just a few beans is enough. Indulge in too many and you'll be tooting like a tuba. Damn, coughing.
As we passed the remains of the gas station, we all instinctively covered our faces from the thick black smoke. We did not have the time to mourn.
Shh.
Maybe there are still survivors.
no way.
Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Nothing could have survived such an explosion. You would have to be some kind of monster.
But Alexei did find a survivor. Though she wasn't one of ours.
Hey!
Look over there! I think I see someone!
Stop there!
Alexei! Alexei sprints ahead, too fast to be stopped. Bertolt quickly signals to follow. Are you alright, miss? The woman lies on the ground, eyes wide with terror. Her cough is cut by broken stones, bleeding profusely. She looks like a frightened lamb, with a flock of unfortunate real lambs laying next to her, none spared by the explosion.
Calm down.
You're hurt. Stay calm. I'll take care of it. Alexei crouches down, pulls out a first aid kit, and carefully tends to the woman's wounds. The disinfectant will sting a bit, but don't worry, I'll stop the bleeding first. Your injury is manageable. I've practiced this at the academy before. I think I see blood. Alexei kneels beside her, gently cleansing the wound and using precious cotton swabs to apply medicine before carefully wrapping it in a bandage.
As we caught up with Alexei and approached the scene, the woman became even more frightened at the sight of armed soldiers.
Listen.
She's from the hills. When Hassan sees the woman in local dress, he unslings his rifle, loads it, and points it at her.
Don't do this.
What are you even doing? She doesn't have a gun, and she's hurt. Alexei jumps up and stands in front of the gun, using his own body to shield the frightened woman behind him.
It's dangerous.
She comes from the hills, brother. There is a good chance she's a spy for them. Hassan, please. She's just a simple herder caught up in this terrible war. She's injured and defenseless.
Oh dear.
Are you out of your mind? Think, brother Alexei. Whatever is in your box is all that we have left. The explosion had taken their truck, driver, radio equipment, and all their first aid supplies. Listen to yourself. Are you telling me to leave her here to die? Just walk past a wounded lady on the roadside like she isn't even there? She could just be a herder passing through the trade, and now her sheep are gone, all thanks to that damned explosion. There are herbs in the hills that can stop bleeding, and my ancestors have been using them for centuries. She's a hill person. She can take care of herself. Do you really think she can survive through the hills with that injured leg?
Shoot.
Oh, okay. Shoot, let's go with that. Why do you have to be such a crazy do-gooder, Alexei?
They were at each other's throats, but I don't think Alexei was wrong at the time. Bertolt stepped in to break it up.
Enough!
That's enough. I believe this lady can find her way home now. We have other matters to attend to. Time is ticking, comrades. Our fellow soldiers in the cave are still waiting for us. I'm not sure if we should leave a loose end like this, boss. What if one of our family members is an enemy of ours? Did you just say loose ends? It'll have to be over my dead body, Hassan. That's enough. Put away your gun, Hassan. And Alexei, step away from her. Back up the kit and medicine.
Friends.
She's a victim just like us, nearly killed in the attack. Let's leave it at that. I can only hope you're right. Hassan sighs and slings his rifle back over his shoulder. If we were in the time of Nadar Shah, our brother Alexei would have been a great knight. But now your kindness just might get us killed, Alexei. And your lack of empathy is killing ZENO and its future here, Hassan.
After that, we continued on our way. Alexei followed closely behind Hassan, glancing back every few steps until the woman limped out of sight and into the mountains. Only then did he seem to relax. Our Alexei is a good man, maybe even better than some of the other good men I know. Hassan, on the other hand, was reliable and experienced. I couldn't help but wonder what he had been through.
Yeah, he definitely went through some shit. He is very cautious. He probably experienced way more than the others. Especially considering they keep calling him a old soldier and everything. Oh boy. Okay, the distrusted. His distrust of everything is precisely what makes him trustworthy. Aha. Oh, back. Bertolt, age. Shall we skip the formalities and get started, comrade? Let's not waste each other's time. The officer interrupts with soldier-like efficiency. The interrogator's face sours. He does not enjoy the disruption of his tiny sense of authority.
So...
How's our soldier faring in captivity? Can you give me a glimpse of the outcome, comrade? Private Alexei is calm, coherent, and cooperating with the interrogation. My role is only to interrogate. The verdict is up to the judiciary. But the judge is going to need you to prove the evidence.
No.
Yes, but the outcome is more up to you and your subordinates. My submission will be shaped by your narrative.
Calm down.
Fine. Rest assured, you will learn what you want to know. By the way, how's the girl? Miss Lilia is in another room for questioning. Don't worry, we treat our trainees with care, especially since she's so young. Those who've experienced war and artillery fire can hardly be called young anymore. Personally, I agree with this sentiment, but that's a topic for another day. As you said, let's not waste time. The interrogator takes out another set of documents. The prisoner mentioned that you saved a local civilian after the explosion, which led to an argument. What happened after that? What happened between Private Alexei and the auxiliary soldier Hassan, both of whom were your subordinates?
It's nothing.
Nothing much. Just an ordinary quarrel between comrades. Like an everyday quarrel you might have with your wife. Honestly, you guys out here assigned so far from the front lines can sometimes get a little too... well, you know. Hearing this, the interrogator loses his collar, revealing the scars on his neck and chest. 2 years ago, we were pulling out of the mountain pass. My squad was responsible for covering the rear and fending off pursuits. After the shooting subsided, only 2 of us survived in that valley. Myself and the officer I later carried back to the base safely. That's the end of that story. The military discipline department is still waiting for a report. We need to wrap up this case quickly, as the higher-ups expect us to work efficiently. The Admiral wants us to tighten military discipline. and all the bases currently have problems that our oversight team must solve.
You should
understand that a bunch of armed thugs can't handle any... can't be called an army unless they're firmly bound by discipline and order. This is especially important when it comes to those unstable Arcanists. Strictly speaking, interrogations like this should be handled by the Interrogations department, but for the time being, we are tasked with this duty. You've been on the front lines. You should understand ZENO's current predicaments better than most. We have lost too many of our comrades in the storm.
Please
continue, Lieutenant. The officer pauses for a moment, then speaks again. To retrieve the lost documents hidden in the valley, we ventured deep into the mountains, searching for our target. Such was the directive from the headquarters. In the mountains. Okay. A month ago, we received an order to clear both sides of the road in the mountains, to leave not a single tree standing, but no one bothered to do it. So when we left the wilderness and followed a trail deeper into the forest, everyone was on high alert. We spoke little. The chirping of birds filled the silence, taking me back to those long summer days in Odessa. Lilia's device guided us, but in that place, knowing the direction and finding an actual path were two different things.
Wow.
My hometown doesn't have nearly as many trees as this, my little comrade. I'm from Rayashki. You know the place, a cold, faraway little town that has a partnership with ZENO. Maybe it was because of this connection that I was chosen as a new recruit for advanced training at the ZENO Academy, Arms Academy. You never told me, Comrade Alexei. I thought you knew, sir. Didn't all of our files pass through your hands? You didn't know?
I'm sorry.
I don't pay much mind to these things, but Rayashki is a nice place. I've been there before.
Oh dear.
You've actually been there?
Yes.
Indeed. The people there are united, brave and kind, forging a homeland that is both strong and splendid.
Great.
That's wonderful. Truth be told, it's been years since I've been home. In 2 months, you will be able to take your leave and return home. Rayashki is thriving now, and I'm sure your mother has been eagerly waiting for your arrival. Okay, so this little flashback sequence showcasing what happened with Alexei and probably Hassan is taking place, I guess, before the storm, as Rayashki is recovering still, before that very same storm hits, I guess. She's always worried about me, sending letters and money. But I don't need the money. Her letters are more important. My father thinks she's overreacting. She's overreacting, that's enough. That A is not necessary there. My father thinks she's overreacting. Having a son on the front lines is an honor. A mother shouldn't worry so much. All the men in our family have served. My father was also in ZENO's forces, but he retired a few years ago after returning from Prague. And my grandfather was a war hero. He earned his medal in Bialystok. When talking about home and family, Alexei's face lights up with a bright smile. Your whole family is incredible, Alexei.
Of course.
Yes, and we have never compromised our principles. From my grandfather to my father to me, and hopefully to my future son. He blushes at this point, looking a bit timid. ZENO is truly grateful for you and your father's service, Alexei.
No.
Service? No, Commander. We call it allegiance. Our loyalty is eternal. Damn. Alexei is a young man of unshakable convictions, untainted by the various vices of the barracks. He is committed to changing the locals' hostility towards us, because in order for ZENO to maintain a long-term presence there, fostering good relations with the locals is essential. In the grand scheme of things, His approach is correct. Family, country, and military. He is loyal to these old-fashioned ideals, and that is precisely what we need. In these turbulent times, comrade, a brave and loyal heart shines brighter than 1,000 suns. But he is simply too young too, impetuous and naive. Is this gonna be where it's gonna start slowly to go to shit? Well, it kinda already went to shit, partially. Boss! We remain vigilant. The fearless Hassan was leading the way with comrades from the region. They seem to know every hill and tree in the area. Recruiting local auxiliaries was a wise move. These amiable local allies have done much for ZENO and deserve proper recognition. There's only one path forward. We'd better be careful.
Want me to take a look from the sky?
Wait.
Don't, comrade. If you fly up there and a gun is pointed at you down here, you'll be an easy target. I mean, he has a point, but at the same time, I feel like... Is this guy gonna turn out to be... something like a double agent or something? My people have hunted eagles in these mountains before, for thousands of years.
The Red 38 is no bird. Are you giving your people too much credit, or are you doubting my ability to fly?
Listen.
Hassan's right, don't expose yourself unnecessarily. Stay behind the group near Alexei, and cover our rear. Lilia grumbles, but obeys the order and returns to the back of the group. Doesn't it seem a bit too quiet, boss? The wind roars into the distance, sweeping through the entire valley. Hassan kicks a pebble off a cliff, watching it land in a riverbed below the mountains. In the distance, a majestic mountain peak shines in all its glory, its snowy top sparkling under a blazing Juhalerat sun. The mighty Hindu Kush, where even eagles dare not fly. I'd prefer if it had a few locals to chat. If I had a few locals to chat with. Slow down, boss. I'll take a few men ahead. You follow. Hassan gestures and calls out in the local tongue. The few locals from the auxiliary forces follow him. They were adept in mountain warfare, but they clung to their own firearms, unaccustomed to ZENO's arcane weaponry. These comrades from Juhalerat were more resilient than other soldiers, and they knew the importance of obedience. Hassan seemed well respected by them.
Why?
Why do they get to go to the front? I can do that too.
Because?
Because they know the terrain, and you don't.
Just follow your orders, Alexei.
Are we headed in the right direction, little falcon chick? Take out your arcanum trinket and give it a look.
About 2 kilometers to go.
In a straight line?
Right.
I'll take about 2 hours on foot. There's nothing but mountains here, and if not mountains, then trees. And if not trees, then rocks. And not rocks, then people. Our people, their people. Comrade Lilia pointed the way as Hassan cleared the path ahead. We made our way over the hill and continued on a dirt road between the mountains. After a narrow path flanked by the rock walls, the mountain trail became more winding. But ahead, we were greeted by houses and watchtowers. It was then gunfire erupted from both the front and the rear of our formation.
Watch out!
Damn! All hands, battle positions! Oh shit, am I doing battle? Okay. Hey, it's a Lilia. It's an older Lilia. When I'm fighting oh my god. Okay. ZENO Support Guard. A combatant affiliated with the ZENO Arms Academy. There are many ways to use weapons, the least common of which is firing. Yes, they're all the same, yeah. Okay. Fighting the ZENO forces?
Look at my back.
Oh, there is actually story scenes in here. You see that, boss? They're wearing our uniforms. Ah, that's why. How is that possible? Quit yapping and get rid of them. All-man battle formations. Okay, Lilia, what do you have? Cause I obviously don't have you, so I need to see this. Crosswind takeoff. One target attack, deal 160% reality damage. When scoring a critical hit, perform one follow-up attack that deals 80% reality damage. Whoops. Give me that again. This follow-up attack is regarded as one extra action.
Wanna watch the aerial stunts?
Okay, sure. And what is this? Mass attack. 225% reality damage. Okay, that's because it's combined to 2 enemies. Sure,
Fine.
and sure.
Wanna watch the aerial stunts? Right win. Oh. A little trick.
Alright. Rip. Rip. Ow. We have a man down, boss. They're laying it on heavy. If this keeps up. What? Are you giving up already? Help the injured and get them out of here. Okay. So what's her ult? One target attack, 700% reality damage. When this attack scores a critical hit, it enjoys leech rate 15%. Ah, okay. Well,
Swallow my exhaust.
right, I don't have extra people anymore.
Haven't you eaten?
There's way too many enemies. Don't get caught up with them here. Alexei, Lilia, you two fall back and clear a path. There's a village up ahead. Hassan, stay with me and cover our rear. On, boss! Okay. I can only do one attack now. This is gonna be horrendous.
Fine. Right win.
Ow. 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 Oh.
Red 38 is about to return.
Okay, she still has the red 38, right. Okay, they keeled over. Oh, do your best to hold out for 3 rounds. Okay, that's why. Even though there are many more. Hassan! Before Hassan can react, a shot splatters the eye that was aimed directly at him. Alex's quick reflexes and exceptional marksmanship saved his comrade just in time.
Watch out!
Watch your back, comrade Hassan!
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Alexei. Let go! One of our comrades has been hit! Yelling in the local language, okay? It hurts! It hurts so much! Ah! Brother! Hassan tries to save a comrade caught between 2 enemies, but his hand is too slow. The carved blade cuts through a familiar face before Hassan's eyes, revealing a jumble of red and white. It then slashes downward, narrowly missing his fingers. Whatever she just said.
Run!
Don't let their blades touch you. Bring it on! Ha! Let's see what you've got. In a chaotic skirmish like this, Lilia has a clear advantage. She can fly. The enemy won't have the chance to lift their heads to see her. Her comrades will make sure of that. You're next! Seriously, how do more of these guys keep popping up?
Hurry up!
Lilia, push forward and clear the way. We're retreating to the village ahead. Alexei, go cover her on the ground. There are a few taking aim at her.
Copy that!
Roger that! At the commander's signal, Alexei and Lilia lead the way, with the rest followed closely behind. Hassan and Bertold are in the rear, ready to provide cover. Comrade Lilia's heroism saved us from the ambush. But the battle was incredibly grueling because of the narrow terrain. We even drew daggers and sabers, like the fierce warriors of old who fought alongside the Shah, engaging the enemy in close combat. Forced by the situation, we had to retreat forward, fighting as we went, and sadly leaving some of our comrades behind. Wait, Commander! Brother! Friend, please! Don't leave us behind! Hassan! Hassan! Ah! Boss, should we? Hassan looked at me. I knew he didn't want to leave those men behind. I also knew he didn't want them to fall into enemy hands alive. Sporadic gunfire fills the air, while a painful silence hangs between Hassan and Bertolt.
No way.
There's simply way too many of them! We were unable to reach our comrades who were too far behind, and even if we could, they wouldn't have made it home alive. Sometimes war forces you to do things you have no say over, because you simply have no other options. Do it, Hassan!
I see.
Understood. Oof. Oof. Mercy bullet. Sometimes that last bullet we save for ourselves may well come from a comrade's gun. The wounded captives, especially those under Hassan, would have been seen as traitors and faced a cruel fate. The enemy caught up to us from behind, their guns aimed at us for a final attack. Hassan and I shot back. Their numbers were overwhelming, but we kept firing until they trudged over the bodies of their own dead comrades. That's a lot of ellipses. The natives of Juhalerat were exceptional marksmen. They don't ask which animal to shoot, just which eye you want them to hit. Fortunately, Comrade Lilia returned just in time to detonate a bomb, stopping the enemy's pursuit with shattered rocks. The rubble buried both our fallen soldiers and theirs. Damn. Lilia takes off her goggles and lands on the ground as the broom's flame goes out.
I hope I'm not too late.
The timing couldn't have been better. The boss and I would have been finished. Thank you, comrade.
How is it going?
They won't catch up for a good while. What's the situation ahead?
There's a village, deserted. Everyone's fled.
Understandable, understandable. Who wouldn't run at the sound of gunfire?
There's a couple houses that nobody's lived in for a while.
Something happened here not long ago. Not surprising for a place like this. And Alexei and the others?
They've cleared the room and are treating the wounded.
Nice.
Good. Let's head there. A bit of reprieve. After the shitstorm, deserted village Juhalerat. There was a watchtower in the village, but it was unclear who built it for defense. Bullet holes riddled the walls, evidence of a past battle. Painful screams came from the houses, sounds I knew well, from the halls of military hospitals on makeshift operating tables. Comrade Lilia seemed a bit unsettled, but she'll get used to these experiences in time. Don't move, comrade. It'll be over soon. I know it hurts a little, but you're a man, aren't you? So bear with it. How's it looking, Alexei?
I'm sorry.
Not great. We've lost 5 men. 3 soldiers are seriously injured, and the rest have a range of other wounds. We are running out of bandages and medicine. We can tear up clothes to use as bandages, but the blood will seep through, and we're almost out of homeostatic agents. Alexei's burdened eyes looked away. He's now paying for his earlier kindness. The first aid kit is almost empty. The table is littered with stained bandages and disinfectant tools.
Now?
We need to call for reinforcements. Until they arrive, waiting here is the best recourse.
And what about the comrades we were supposed to rescue on this mission? Do we have time to look for them, sir?
The officer is troubled, wrestling with the dilemma at hand.
That's right.
Comrade Lilia is right. We can't just leave the wounded here. If they continue to lose blood... Alexa will stay here to tend to the wounded. Hassan will take a few who can still move to guard the watchtower. And, come, Lilia. Let's talk. Just the two of us. Is she gonna send Lilia ahead by herself? To find these people? Are we at that point of desperation? To send a single soldier ahead? A young one at that? We have everything. Your mistake will be your demise, my friend. Okay. That is a description. We were forced to retreat to the village. The brave soldiers who bought us precious time. We must not forget their names.
I see.
Understood, Lieutenant. Submit a report later listing the fallen soldiers for ZENO to review. Their families will be well taken care of. Bertolt sighs with relief, a faint smile playing on his lips. What happened next? What did you discuss with Lilia? I tried to call for reinforcements. The base responded quickly, but transporting personnel and equipment takes time. Time, I see. Continue. I briefed Lilia on the priorities of the mission.
So, what's our next move? Are we hitting the skies or the slopes?
You should
know what our mission is.
To rescue the team members and retrieve some mysterious Arcanum documents when we get the chance.
That's right.
Correct, but I need you to adjust the priorities of these two tasks.
Huh? What's that now?
Which means...
I mean, you need to swap the order of these two tasks. Prioritize the Arcanum documents first, then rescue any stranded personnel if you happen to get the chance.
You what?
She was surprised. They may already be dead. How long has it been since your device has received a new signal?
None. Radio silence since the first message.
I don't think the equipment is faulty, but it's been several hours since the last distress call. Either they're pinned down somewhere and can't move, or they've met their tragic end.
Do the others know about this priority switch?
No, they don't need to know. Right as I said that, she punched me in the nose. She had to do a little hop. Why does that sound so cute?
She's tiny.
The officer staggers back. The blood trickles from his nose. She's stronger than she looks.
Liar.
Shoot!
You really packed a punch with that one, little falcon.
You don't trust him, and you don't trust me.
No.
No, I trust you and Alexei.
And the others?
I trust their loyalty and their fighting ability.
But...
But I don't need to know any of this. Neither does Alexei. He tell everyone.
As will I.
She clenches her fist, still wanting to land another blow on her superior's face. No sacrifice will be made in vain, Comrade Lilia. You youngsters sure mature quickly when you've tongued? When you've... Oh, tongued! When you've tangled with death. Yeah? I'll definitely believe that war will change you very quickly.
Which means...
In other words, your squad had two objectives at a time: to recover the Arcanum documents and rescue the relevant team members.
That's right.
Correct. This mission came directly from the Admiral's office. Hearing this, the interrogator turns and signals the clerk to leave the room. Now there's just one other person in the room.
Now?
Let's talk about these documents, Lieutenant. What could possibly justify the sacrifice of so many soldiers to retrieve them? He picks up the pen and waits.
Please.
Please maintain your candor, Lieutenant. Speak. Bertel takes a deep breath and resumes his account. My mission was to find and retrieve the descendants of an ancient Arcanist family who were lost in the Central Asian region before the storm arrived. Was the source of this intel reliable?
I don't know.
I don't know, but my orders were clear. Maybe it was some kind of deal between the higher-ups and them. ZENO soldiers were deployed here as mercenaries, receiving compensation for their services. Equipment, funds, personnel, access to local bases, and information about the Arcanists. In the wake of the storm, we were under immense pressure to rebuild the Arms Academy. To secure resources, we had to do questionable things that ultimately tarnished our name.
That's...
Necessary evils. I understand. Go on. In 1964, the French conducted an excavation at the ruins of Ai-Khanum in the north. It was an ancient Hellenistic city, lost under the sands of Indonesia for nearly 2,000 years. Some of the artifacts were sent to Paris and some of the local museum. Then war broke out. After the city was occupied, a batch of documents was secretly smuggled out and hidden in the mountains. Since the spring of this year, our people have been discreetly searching for these documents, and finally, we have a lead on them.
Please.
Go on. What does this batch of documents contain? Treasures of the Aegean Sea. Oh, that's a familiar name. A family tree, maps, diaries, archives, and epitaphs belonging to a family of Western Arcanists who settled in Central Asia. It is an incredible adventure, spanning thousands of miles and over the course of 2 millennia. Their forebears rode with the Macedonian god king as he conquered the known world. After the king's violent death, they shifted allegiances among several successors. When the one-eyed general triumphed in Gabain, these fickle and war-looking veterans became part of his forces. A volatile, unpredictable army. No wise man would ever grasp that blade without a hilt. After that, the Arcanists within the army were sent east with their old comrades, gradually fading into the mountains and the annals of history. But they did not disappear. These How do you say this word? Bellicose. Okay. Like showing aggression or something. Anyway. But they did not disappear. These bellicose descendants of Arcanists later merged with the rising Sogdian tribes and continued to thrive along the desert trade routes for centuries. Chasing their ancestors' shadows, they stumbled upon the ancient city of Ai-Khanum and set up a small Arcanist commune nearby, but as fate would have it, the early centuries' penchant for war scattered them once more. My vision was to track down and bring back the descendants of this tribe, with these documents serving as vital clues. ZENO needs these Arcanists. The officer takes several gulps of hot water, seemingly anxious about revealing the truth. Have you told Lily about all this?
Yes.
Yes, she is in the loop, as I told you earlier.
Nice.
Okay, I see. The interrogator presses a button under the table and the clerk steps back in the room, resuming her place.
Please.
Continue, Lieutenant. What happened next? Interesting. I wonder if we're gonna learn who specifically these Arcanists are, this bloodline. Because I feel like I maybe should know, or maybe speculate who it should be, but we'll see. We'll see at the end of the story.
Are we really risking so many lives just for a few measly cottontails?
800,000 lives were once sacrificed for just 10 kilometers of land. Though that's not quite the right comparison. That was a foolish battle. Sacrifice is necessary if the result is worth it, little falcon.
Are you willing to sacrifice yourself?
Yes.
I am. The officer pulls out his gun without hesitation, prepped for what he knows is coming.
What do you want me to do now?
Just understand the priorities of our mission, and never forget them. Lilia clenches her fists and spits on the floor.
Yes, sir.
I understand your frustration, but a mission is a mission, and orders are still orders.
But
Besides, we need to think about what to do next. We have a lot of wounded to take care of. Just then, Alexei bursts through the door, eyeing the two from a distance. Sir, you're bleeding! And what's with the gun? I fell. It was nothing.
Yeah, fell onto my fist.
This little shit. What? Don't worry about it. What's the matter, Alexei? He tucks his gun into his coat and wipes the blood from his lips.
let me think.
Earlier Hassan mentioned herbs in these mountains that can stop bleeding. Maybe I can go find some.
It's dangerous.
It's too dangerous to go alone. Here, take this. Besides, you don't know the lay of the land.
I can come.
What are you talking about? Let old Hassan in on it, huh? Hassan should know the way. Way? What way? I'm not catching your drift.
Alexei and I are thinking of fetching some herbs. We're running low on medicine.
Oh,
That could work.
You know these mountains well.
of course.
Like the back of my hand. I was scampering about these slopes before I could even talk. That settles it. Let the three of us give it a try, sir. The officer hesitates. Having more helping hands would have certainly made things easier, but the war and the storm have cost us dearly. I had planned to wait for reinforcements before moving out, but time was ticking, and dusk was closing in. Spending the night there was out of the question, so I gave these brave soldiers the permission to go. Alright, you have 2 hours. Get back before the sun sets behind that mountain, or you're on your own. How are the wounded, Alexei? We've done all we can. I gave the last of the medicine to the others, and now I have an empty box that can hold a lot.
What are we waiting for? Time's a-wasting, fellas.
Just the 3 of us, ready to take on the world. Stay tuned for our epic success. Bring your radar, Lilia, and if you happen to come across our lost comrades along the way, retrieve them.
You got it.
They set off, and I was left there to wait. To wait for reinforcements, for their return, or perhaps for the enemy's vengeance. He calmly lowers his head and pauses for a moment. Before long, I went looking for them. As soon as I heard gunshots on the road, I followed the sound with our men, but it was too late. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this where it happens? You and us. Oh, this also carries a battle. And yet, trust was never given to us, not once. Alright. Are we talking about the local hires? So, Lieutenant Bertolt briefed you on the real objective, and then you, Alexei, and Hassan teamed up to carry out an independent operation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nice.
Very well. We'll corroborate your account with Alexei's and Bertolt's. And you hitting the lieutenant, that really happened?
Yeah, I sucked in good. I was gonna go for round 2, but then Alexei waltzed in, and it wouldn't have been good for the deck. And it wouldn't have been good for him to deck your CO in front of the lads.
but it's a good thing to deck him when no one is watching. Nice. The interrogator struggles to stifle his chuckle. You've certainly got spirit, Comrade Lilia. Go on then. What happened next? What did you three run into?
After gearing up, Hassan led the way. Alexei and I followed. The three of us headed deeper into the mountains.
So, what happened here?
Watch out!
Watch your step, friends. Don't let the thorns prick you. I can't believe you grew up in a place like this, Comrade Hassan. That's what I eventually left for the city. That's why I eventually left for the city to seek a different life. I was the first from our village to go to the city. I've always been something of a pioneer, you know. He radiates with pride, a mountain-born maverick, unyielding and audacious.
We trekked through the mountains and wilderness, moving from tree to tree and slope to slope. We struggled to keep up with Hassan, whose nimble and sure movements resembled that of a mountain goat.
Hey!
Hey, keep up! Am I going too fast, comrades? Should we take a breather?
No!
A breather? Not a chance. Our comrades are waiting. Keep moving.
I'm fine.
Whenever there's fighting, the locals hide until it calms down, and then they can come out. The more daring might strip the dead. A simple canteen can be a valuable find for a struggling family. This place is unbelievably poor. Poor people have their ways. After all, this is the life we were all born into. It was like this before you came, and it will be like this after you leave. The words leave Alexei disoriented, as if his passion had been poured onto the lifeless stones here, only to be met with indifference.
Wait.
Stop! Hear that?
Hmm?
They stop. Lilia takes out the radar and checks their position. They are getting closer to the signal. Shh! Listen carefully, comrades. It's a faint woman's voice. Do you have the ears of a fox boy? Because I don't hear anything.
Look!
That way! Move it! Someone might be able to help us with the herbs!
Hey!
Hey, slow down!
I ran after them. Alexei sprinted into the distance, reaching the edge of the forest.
Great.
It's you! I never expected to see you again. Are you okay? It looks like you can walk now. Hassan, does she understand what I'm saying? Hassan's chambers his gun and cautiously approaches the woman.
Please.
Not this again, Hassan. We saved her before, and she's unharmed, just like last time.
Hassan seemed to have a deep distrust of the mountain people. I guess they marked him a traitor, you know, working for ZENO and all.
The armed man approaches, speaking the local dialect. He questions the woman, who utters a few words for him to translate. She needs money because her sheep were blown up. If you can pay her, she can help you find who you're looking for.
How does she know we're looking for someone?
Hassan relays Lilia's message to the woman. She speaks and gestures, tears falling, as if both crying and not crying. She saw people dressed like you enter the cave yesterday. Several of them. They were injured, and her sister is caring for them. She was too terrified to tell anyone. Because the enemy would have never spared her or her sister if they found out. After the mission, she could come back to the base with us. It wouldn't be hard for her to find work in the city. Stop it with your excessive kindness, Brother Alexei. I'm begging you. If what she says is true, then ZENO is in her debt. What do you think, little comrade?
Hassan shirked the decision to me. My heart softened for a second, I guess, and I agreed with Alexei.
I should still have some money on me. Rummaging his pockets, he pulls out a crumpled local banknote and hands it to the woman. She hesitates, not wanting to accept. Is she ashamed to take the money? To take our money? No, what you're giving her is worthless paper. Over here, you'll have to give her some real money. Oh man, guess I'll handle this. Hassan reluctantly retrieves a crumpled bill from the sole of his shoe and hands it to the woman, uttering a few words.
Now?
Now, she'll guide us. Averting her eyes from Alexei, the woman limps ahead. He wants to talk to her. They can't get past the language barrier. You see, Hassan? Being kind to the locals does pay off. With the support of the local ZENO's work here, will be much smoother in the future. Ooh, good God, this guy is so positive. Ooh.
She's leading us the right way. In the direction, at least. We're getting closer to the signal.
Will we find any herbs in the cave, Comrade Hassan?
Yes.
Yes, but not many. These plants prefer sunlight, so they should be mostly near the entrance and in the general vicinity.
Great.
Good, it seems we can accomplish 2 objectives with 1 action. The young man is pleased with his earlier deeds have borne fruit. Good deeds are rewarded, and evil deeds are punished. He firmly believes this. That cave is the one. The 4 of them walk to the slope outside the cave, where several shell casings lie scattered about. The woman speaks with Hassan briefly before limping into the cave by herself. She's asking us to wait, while she confirms there's no one else inside. Does she live around here? We didn't see any village on the way here.
I'm not sure that.
Who knows? She could be a refugee from anywhere. War is everywhere these days. Not even the mountains. Not even the mountains is Not even the mountains? Not even the mountains are spared from its chaos. And women have particularly suffered in these tumultuous times. My wife was a refugee who fled from the north. We met after her escape, and we got married. She's such a good woman.
Hassan spoke of his wife with the same pride as Alexei spoke of his family. We waited for a few more minutes at the cave entrance.
What if this is a trap? What if she took my money and ran? That's my hard-earned cash. When we get back, you two better vouch for me. I fronted cash for this mission. You should reimburse me.
Just then, the woman came back out. She scoped around carefully before signaling for us to hurry over. Hassan led the way, Alexei was in the middle, and I covered the rear.
Okay.
We entered the cave, flashlight in hand. Hassan was very cautious. He handed the flashlight to Alexei, took out his gun, and followed the woman closely.
Better stay sharp. There was a fight here.
The ground was littered with bodies and splatters, some of the dead stripped of their coats and boots. These were our guys. The enemy wouldn't be caught dead with these metal tags on their belts.
We're the ones who shot... Were the ones who shot at us wearing clothes they took from here?
Yes.
Most likely. Why can't I hear anyone else around?
That's weird.
It's odd. Our people wouldn't just leave their comrades behind.
Hassan wanted sound, and sound he got. As we hit a fork in the cave, the woman let out a sudden yell and ran into the shadows. I later learned the meaning of the words. She kept yelling, "Revenge."
Stop!
This can't be happening.
Hassan pulled the trigger, the woman fell, and we were under fire.
Yep, Hassan was right. Hassan was absolutely right. And I'm fighting again people who are dressed as ZENO personnel. Oh, I actually have fully healed people now. Damn it. I knew we shouldn't have trusted them. Why? Why did she? Stop. Oh. Stop fucking thinking and focus. Come on, man. Take the shot. Oh, damn it!
Hassan, your leg!
Okay. They all have an ult ready. Nice. That is very nice for them. Boop.
Wanna watch the aerial stunts?
Sure.
Fine. Wanna watch the aerial stunts? Right win. A little trick. Don't
Okay.
blink.
No more. Survive as many rounds as you can. This is kill or be killed.
ВДВ. Сколько побед?
Скоро побед.
Fine. Wanna watch the aerial stunts?
Okay.
Swallow my exhaust.
Boom! Hell yeah. That should be all of them. Shoot the bodies in the head to make sure they're dead.
He's right, do it, Alexei.
Damn.
Red 38 is about to return.
I mean, to be fair, he has a point there. Double tap. Always make sure. A bullet can end a life in an instant, with the pull of a trigger faster than thought. It was a less than ideal victory. No! Getting shot in the leg. Fucking hurts. Look, game, you can censor the text, but if I see an ing at the end, I know what you're saying. Hassan grips his leg, bloodied by a bullet. Luckily, the bullet only grazed your leg and missed any major arteries. Alexei inspects the wound, relieved to find it less severe than he thought. Can you walk, Comrade Hassan?
I can give him a hand.
Oh, it hurts, but it's no big deal. I don't need a crutch. They didn't take the dog tags. We have to collect our brother's tags. We can't forget them.
Hassan's face was stricken with sorrow as he yanked the tags with his comrades' names from their bodies.
Okay, I don't think this guy is a traitor, so now what will happen?
He stumbled while bending over, falling onto a corpse.
Let me help you, Comrade Hassan.
No.
No, this is my responsibility. I was the one who brought them out of the village and to this camp. I was the one who shared Zeno's meals with them.
Had it not been for the hired mountain folk, Zeno would have struggled to get anything done in that place.
When the boss came with reinforcements, we have to bring them all back. We can't leave them dead here in this cave.
That was when I had a feeling that either Alexei or myself would be the one to carry back Hassan's tag. Or maybe it would be Hassan to carry back ours. I remembered that scene at the Juhalerat airport before takeoff. We saw black metal coffins being unloaded from a transport plane, each with a tulip on top.
Wait.
How many were shooting at us just now?
3.
Did you finish off their bodies with headshots?
Of course.
I did. No, wait, only 2 bodies were there. Oh,
Shoot.
damn! One got away. Don't let your guard down.
Even if he does get away, he'll croak before he gets far.
It's dangerous.
Just stay alert, little comrade.
Now?
What now? Go back or go deeper?
We're close to the distress signal. Our comrades are somewhere in this cave.
Is it a retrieval of allies or a retrieval of bodies? Hassan solemnly takes his money back from the woman's corpse. The blood-soaked bills return to their place, nestled between Hassan's torn sock and the sole of his shoe. Don't forget to remind Zeno to reimburse me when we get back, comrades.
After Hassan got his money back from the woman, he didn't leave right away.
Okay.
He picked up something else from the ground. He stared at it for a while, then tucked it into his pocket. His expression was haunting, a blend of regret and other emotions I didn't quite understand. Alexei stooped down to help him stand, and Hassan accepted his kindness without protest for once.
Are you alright, Comrade Hassan?
Of course.
I'm fine, let's go. A limp in your gait doesn't determine your fate.
Where did Hassan learn these sayings anyway? It sounded exactly like something Alexei would say. We explored deeper into the dark zone of a dark maze of a cave, our flashlights guiding the way. The battle had left us exhausted and silent, moving real slow. Hassan was collecting the tags of every comrade we found. They find corpses with pus-filled wounds. Ugh. Flies feeding on the sickly yellow discharge. Ugh. That wicked evil poison! Hassan closed the eyes of each body.
By the way, this is also something that I think I've learned only like in the recent couple of years of my life. When I heard from someone on a documentary that oh yeah, I think it was like a analysis of like a war movie or something, like how realistic it is. And the guy was pretty much saying that while it's a nice symbolic gesture in movies and such like that, like closing the eyes of a deceased person on the ground, that doesn't work because they will pretty much not stay closed. If they're open when a person dies, they will stay open. The muscle will not rest down when you close them like a shutter. Which makes sense.
Whether they were friend or foe.
Okay, so will Hassan turn? What happens? A black tulip. Oh, great. Oh, great. From the dust he came, and to the dust he will return. Oh, good. Nice title. Fills me with hope. I've got a really bad feeling about all this.
Calm down.
Your wound is just a scratch, nothing serious. We'll fix you up in no time once we get back to the base.
Some of our fallen comrades were still in their ZENO uniforms, lying deep in the cave. Next to them was a knife and another body, with arrows drawn in blood on the wall.
Huh. Okay.
Look at this.
Look at the wall. Something scribbled on it. Alexei's flashlight swings to the bloodstains on the rocky walls.
That's...
They're directions, telling us how to navigate a cave. What if this is another trap? I can't hear anyone. Do you know the way through this cave, Hassan? I used to, but now they're turning into a maze. All these forks and newly dug nooks. I'm lost.
Guess we'll trust these arrows as a final gesture of support from our comrades. Let's go.
They continue deeper into the cave. Alexis supporting Hassan with one hand while holding the flashlight in the other. A soft breeze caresses their faces. Are we getting any closer?
Yeah.
And these marks must have been left by our own comrades. Horrifying, all this blood.
Several gruesome battles were fought here. Our people, the enemy's people, all lay sprawled on the ground. I heard a story once about a tough guy who went into a maze on some island. He killed a minotaur down there, and then followed a ball of thread given to him by a princess to find his way out. And our guiding thread? The dried smears on the walls.
Yeah. Let's follow them. These markings could be signs left by comrades who couldn't break out. Keep your eyes peeled, Brother Alexei. One of them slipped away, and none of them get the drop on us. You can count on me.
We saw lots of little stone statues in the cave, placed on chiseled pedestals, all weathered, some splattered with blood.
Kinda gave me the creeps. 1, 2, 3.
Hassan counted the tags in hand, saying each name out loud.
Including our losses, 16 souls in all.
Shoot.
Damn it all. They will not be forgotten. Forgotten? What difference does it make if we remember them? Will that be enough to bring them back to life? Once the commander gets here, we'll transport the bodies back. They will all be granted dignified funerals. Funerals? Huh. That just shows for the living to see.
I don't know why, but Hassan was really worked up. Meanwhile, Alexei cleaned up, and so we followed the arrow on the wall, deeper into the darkness.
Oh boy, this is going great. This is going great.
There's light up ahead. We came to a fork in the road. It was dark on both sides, but there was a draft blowing through. The marks end here. There was this huge statue standing there, holding a fire.
Flames flicker of the eyeless statue, casting shadows down the long, dark passage. Left or right? We could check out one side, then double back to the other.
I choose left. There's a draft coming from the left. Can't you feel it?
Lilia's hair flutters gently to the right. That could lead to an exit for all we know. Shoot, how many possible paths are there in this place? Can your device help us navigate through here?
I'm afraid not. We're close, but it's not accurate enough to give us a precise location.
Okay.
Then let's go the way you suggested.
Following the path led us to a room with a room-like space, with wind flowing through a hole above. There were barrels, beds, and everyday items scattered about, as if someone lived there.
Nice reuse of the CG back from God, the name is escaping me. More punk, that was it.
It looked like our foreign comrades had fought there not long ago. The blood was still wet on their equipment. Seems like none of the stuff we're looking for is here.
And what we were looking for? These comrades here are already...
No, it's not them. Something else.
Look what?
A pile of Arcanum texts. These courageous comrades must have found what ZENO needed. That's why Trouble found them in this cave. Bertolt brought us here to find them. But where are they?
Wait.
Hold on. Weren't we here to save our trapped comrades?
If they're still alive, we'll save them if we happen to get the chance.
Unfortunately, they were too late.
What?
If we happen to get the chance? That's not what the commander said! Our priority is to save lives!
Bertolt told me those orders came from high above.
That's too far.
He didn't tell us anything!
I don't know. I guess he had his reasons.
And silence falls between them for a moment, A silence falls... Thank you. A silence falls between the three of them. The dead can't be saved. We got here too late. Fine. Let's find the stuff. Got any idea what they look like?
No, but they could be books or sheets of paper.
And where are they hidden?
In this cave, I guess. Where our friends found them and paid the price. Or else Bertolt would have deployed our team at the expense of another. The deal wouldn't be worth it.
Are our lives merely calculations of worth?
It's ridiculous.
I'm going to ask him about this face to face.
While Alexei and I talked, Hassan quietly tended to the dead. More and more tags filled his pockets.
This guy is slowly breaking down. Hassan is slowly breaking down.
Let's look around here, Alexei. Keep an eye on the cave entrance. There are still enemies nearby. He was really upset.
Fine. Hurry it up. We have to report this to Bertolt fast. Curse those Arcanists to hell.
He muttered something unsavory, but we ignored it and continued to search for what we each needed. For me, that meant turning over rocks and cabinets to find the documents Bertolt wanted. For Hassan, it meant checking the bodies, feeling their pockets, and waste for metal tags.
What could possibly be worth risking so many lives for?
Something valuable to ZENO. That's what I was told.
Shoot.
Are we being thrown into this mission as pointless, expendable sacrifices just like our fallen comrades here?
I don't think anyone is seen as pointless sacrifice. That would be illogical.
This is not about being logical. He shouldn't have lied to us.
He didn't lie.
Enough.
But he didn't tell us everything either. He has a... I mean... Technically he didn't lie,
Is withholding the truth the same as lying?
The answer hinges on the objective. Soldiers only need to know their duty, not the reason behind it.
I disagree.
It's nothing.
That's fine, you have the right to disagree and keep it to yourself. Plenty of others feel the same way you do.
But
at the end of the day, people still have to follow orders. And these people are all ZENO's finest soldiers, and one day you will be among them.
Is Bertolt on one of them?
I believe...
Lieutenant Bertolt is one of the most important pillars of the ZENO Arms Academy today. I have complete faith in him.
I see more than that. It is the soldiers like Hassan and Alexei who risk everything at the front that keep ZENO going.
The interrogator doesn't answer, but gives Lilia a look of approval. Yeah, the guy knows, but obviously, leadership is leadership.
In the heat of my argument with Alexei, I forgot all about Hassan. Who could have foreseen what happened next? There was no one else in the cave, and Alexei's flashlight was pointed at the way in. I was looking at Alexei and the darkness that was behind him. But then it happened. Behind me.
Are these it, little comrade? They're under this comrade here. The body's still warm.
Hassan called to us, and when I turned around, what I saw was something I'll never forget. The corpse was alive, dressed in our comrade's clothes. He stuck a poisoned blade into Hassan's waist and dragged it all the way up to his throat.
Ooh. Ah.
It was a terrifying wound.
Whoa.
Hassan!
Alexei was quick. He pulled out his pistol and fired 2 shots. One through the forehead and one through the eye. The corpse was now truly dead. Hassan lay flat on his stomach, gasping for air. Alexei leapt to him and helped him roll over. Hassan! He was in unbearable agony as the wound split open with alarming speed. Blood spilled out at first, then other things.
Ugh. Okay, so it was a mercy kill.
It was a nasty stench.
The stench of death approaching. The black and red life force of the gasping man runs down his body, soaking Alexei's uniform. No, 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 no! What did I tell you about wishing you died? Ah!
Shit.
Damn it! I knew it! I was right! I'm evading fast. Brother! Let me treat you, Hassan. You have to hold on. I'll fix this mess. Hold on! Oh god, Alexei, please. The young man reaches behind him, fumbles and drops the box to the ground with a hollow thud. He opens the white box full of hope, only to find it empty.
Alexei was so desperate to save Hassan, he forgot they'd left all the medicine behind.
We've done all we can. I gave the last of the medicine to the others, and now I have an empty box that can hold a lot.
He opened up the empty box, looking like it was the end of the world.
I can't take it anymore.
I could not imagine his pain. His cries were more terrifying than anything I'd heard in military hospitals or field camps. In fact, they were more like primal, animalistic howls.
like a bull trapped in a blazing forge, bellowing and begging for release.
Hassan said that we should each save a bullet for ourselves. But there was no way we could lift a gun. He could lift a gun now.
The wound continues to expand. Alexei, please don't let me suffer through this.
No.
No, we can take you back to the base, or at least to the cave entrance. Find and find the mountain herbs. Yes, they should still be at the camp. The commander said reinforcements are on the way.
Even I could see that he was deluding himself. The man was melting. Just how was he going to get home?
I beg you, brother, make it quick.
He pointed shakily at Alexei's gun. Alexei, if you can't do it, I will.
The young cookie. Good comrade.
I reached for Alexei's sidearm, but he brushed my hand aside.
Allow me, comrade.
Alexei closed Hassan's eyes, putting the gun to his temple.
Damn.
He left no words, no goodbyes.
With a single shot, death claims its prey, who can no longer haunt the living with his tortured wails.
Hassan's hand went limp and fell onto the stack of papers beside him. He found the stuff ZENO needed. As a soldier of ZENO, Comrade Hassan had fulfilled his mission flawlessly.
Okay. Damn. I am sad that that went down, but I am slightly... Oh, shit. But I'm slightly happy that the guy didn't turn out to be a douchebag and betrayed him. Okay, well, let's finish this with the last thing, the briefing. Things have settled down, but we still have business to take care of. This is a good story so far. A very, very sad one, but that's war. The sound of gunshots eventually draws in a set of footsteps. Lilia! Alexei! Hassan! Is that you? Bertolt's voice echoes through the cave.
Bertolt! He followed my voice and quickly found the room. Much easier than we did. The sight of Hassan lying next to Alexei shocked him.
Hassan's courageous sacrifice will forever be remembered. He fought bravely against the enemy and died a hero.
Alexei could not accept Bertolt's portrayal of what had happened. He was too principled for that.
Uh-oh. Is he gonna yell at him?
No.
No, Commander. It was I who killed our comrade. Lilia pulls on a bloodstained stack from under Hassan's body and throws it at Bertolt. The thick files hit the ground, kicking up a swirl of dust around his army boots.
Congratulations, Commander. Mission complete.
Mission indeed complete. Oof. Okay, so what happened then? Did Alexei turn himself in because of his guilt that he killed a comrade? Is that why this whole interrogation is happening? You went in earlier than I did, but you came out later.
They wouldn't let me go.
Well, it seems you had a pleasant chat. Personally, I hate being questioned.
I'm an honest person.
Just like Alexei.
Thank you.
It's over now. Don't forget about your debriefing report. Well done, my little falcon. You have survived Juhalerat. Your service on the battlefield is over for now, so you're free to return wherever you please. Lilia does not reply. She looks back at the interrogation room, where the doors are now shut. How are you feeling about all this?
Not how I thought I would feel.
Of course.
Of course, of course. For those who have never experienced war, war is often romanticized as a beautiful, idyllic symphony. Until you're staring down the barrel of a gun, being mocked for your naivety. And you become just another tally, a statistic on the government's ledger.
Son,
Calm down.
Zeno will take care of his wife. You can be sure of that.
was this all worth it, Commander Bertolt?
He was a joyful man. I cannot deny that we became good friends during our time together. The truth is, Hassan will serve as excellent promotional material. He'll become a true model. I mean, he's not wrong. So utilitarian, interest-oriented, and calculating. Work for Zeno, earn your merits, and your family will be treated well. And for them, family and blood are above all else.
Two critters with one stone. Let's go see Alexei.
They walk to the interrogation room and peer at the silent young man through the window. He notices the people outside, looks up and holds his signing.
He sees us. Alexei is smiling.
I told you, this really isn't that big of a deal. It's just that he insisted on making this report himself. Okay, yep. As I said, or speculated rather, he is the one who reported himself in because of guilt. Have you ever met someone who'd openly confess, I am the one who shot our fellow comrade? I had no intention of sending him to a tribunal, but he was hell-bent on the notion. Such a stubborn young man.
Having principles isn't easy.
I think that...
He didn't belong there. Juhalerat was not the right place for someone like him. Or perhaps I should say he was not the right kind of person for a place like Juhalerat.
Semantics.
Don't worry about Alexei. A young man like him will no doubt earn the Admiral's favor. In this case, we'll end up on the Admiral's desk, I promise.
Oh.
As for you, your flight leaves tomorrow morning. The luggage in your room is already packed.
How nice of you to do that.
Because?
Because you're going to take the story back to the Academy. You will walk off the plane with coffins topped with black tulips. And you will tell your bratty little classmates that perhaps one day we might all end up in a black metal box. Well then.
Goodbye.
The front line still needs me, so this is it. I hope we'll have the chance to meet again, comrade.
Best of luck to you, Commander. I almost forgot. I've got something for you. Alexei left it with me before you got here.
Is she gonna dump all the dog tags onto him?
It was Hassan's.
Zeno, A-150756. Yep, the officer cradles the name tag in his palm.
I'm not sure that.
I don't remember making this for him. Zeno. The tags of auxiliary forces should not have these letters engraved on them.
Alexei told me he and Hassan got it secretly engraved last month. Hassan had always hoped to become a real part of ZENO. He loved being a part of this big family.
Oh, it's Hassan's. Okay. Myrtle lowers his head in thought. He will have a real one, mate. I will fight to have his name inscribed in the Hall of Merit at our headquarters. The dark and glorious corridor lined with the names of those who died in battle and during the storm.
I believe...
He will rest in the Zeno cemetery, as a true soldier of Zeno, with a dog tag bearing his name. The officer turns and walks away, holding the keepsake tightly in his hand. The sound of a soldier's boot echoes down the hall. Lilia takes one last glance at the room where her comrade had seemed so relieved. Inside, Alexei eagerly awaits his fate, while ZENO eagerly awaits him. Oh, is this where it's gonna end? Oh yeah, this is very dense. And this was a good anecdote. This was a very good, like, war story. Damn. Man, he went through some shit at the end. Good God, the way he died. I wonder what poison was used that was like literally melting the guy alive. That is some potent shit. Holy moly. But yeah, and again, Bertolt, it's kind of like a gray area when it comes to like, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? He definitely cares for his people and everything, especially people that he trusted a lot. But yeah, he's more like a practical guy, right? That would be kind of like a good way to describe him. Or, what was the description again? Crocodile? The old crocodile. But yeah, it's kind of like a weird mishmash of, depending on the situation, you either have full respect for the guy or you kind of dislike the guy in the moment. It's a weird mishmash and I kind of like it. Okay, but we do have the record here as well, so let's see what's in there. ZENO's image, first one. Is ZENO currently focused on human technology or Arcanum, or is it gradually leaning towards one side of the scale from the Arcanum? An institute that fosters violence to eradicate violence, a parliamentarian of a certain country. I'm not very good at dealing with them. I can't even crack a joke because it's considered wasting time, but it was a really good joke. A diplomat with a sense of humor. The intricate turtle patterns, the strict classmates, and the incomprehensible classes on alien theories. Honestly, I have fond memories of the place. A student from Hawaii. Oh, is that what's her name? The chick with the bow that speaks like 20 languages? Can't remember. Leilani? Was that it? This place doesn't look as boring as the SPDM. Maybe I can go there, beat them all up, and recruit more loyal crew members. A self-proclaimed future ruler. Huh? Okay, that one I'm not 100%. A self-proclaimed future ruler? I'm not sure. I mean, the only one who I know boasts of grandiose stuff feels like Eric, but I don't know. I don't know who this one would be. I don't know all the characters by hand yet. I'm mostly learning about them through the stories and anecdotes. The state of Juhalerat. The people here... Oh, sorry. While looking through my father's photo album, I came across a travel photo. In it, the women were all adorned with thick bracelets and mysterious veils over their heads, an unknown child. The people here have some strange customs, such as not using their left hand to touch others. A globetrotter. No matter how dangerous the situation, the tea house remains bustling with life. This is a testament to the mighty power of life, my friend. An interview from Into Juhalerat. When I become a field investigator, I'll be able to travel freely to these beautiful places, but this place always reminds me of Morpunkth, a graceful Francophone. You know what? The moment I saw, I immediately thought like, okay, is this the duck? Yep, it is. Alright. I have no intentions of aimlessly wandering in such a place. It's like the most ominous sign in divination. No matter how slick you are, you'll eventually slip up. A master of snake speak divination. God, I forgot her name. The little chick from the Morpunkth story, maybe? People are longing for a fresh breeze to blow over the city. Oh, I just remember I didn't read that on the previous one as well. Often stereotypes can stem from more than just misunderstandings. But yeah, anyway, is it our little female snake charmer for this one? I wonder. Next one. New toys, new inventions. Minimize complexity and maximize practicality. That's the ZENO way. A weapons assessment team. Who dares to dismiss our hard work as mere playthings? They should be given extra physical training. A ZENO officer. Can anyone explain to me how these arcane devices are guaranteed to be safe and manageable? Do they really rely solely on Arcanist intuition? A human technology researcher. Boom bombs, rocket-propelled grenades, Type 76 experimental bug radars. Huh. Do they have to sign a waiver before they are chosen as test subjects? An enchanter of mechanical objects. I don't know. I'm actually not from. No, I actually do not know. Okay. Perhaps ZENO could save the biggest and most destructive rocket-propelled grenade for me? I promise to pay for it in full. A retired artificial satellite. Okay, Sputnik. But who was the other one? An enchanter of mechanical objects? Again, I feel like I know, but I don't know all characters by hand. Who dares to dismiss our hard work as mere playthings? They should be given extra physical training. Yes, make them buff. Inescapable themes. The ice cream truck once brought joy and laughter to children, but in special times it was used to store guns and ammunition. A slogan of a peace march. It is ironic that in a place so drenched in sunlight, so much darkness remains hidden. High risk regions, a documentary. Those figures represent more than just numbers. In this desolate landscape, there is nothing romantic about them. A declaration from a historical manual. Perhaps the Boy Scouts were not created to cultivate future soldiers, but to honor the souls that deserve remembrance. A young scout. Okay, that's Eagle. I have heard the words of many tombstones on battlefields. Though they may differ in wording, they all convey the same idea. An unwavering hope. A tombstone collector? Oh, what's her name? Necrologist? Was that the name? Probably. I'm guessing. She's the only one who I know it has something to do with like straight up death in all of her shit. Anyway, oh wait. May the peace be with us always. Nice. May it truly be. The weight of wings. The image of a bird with broken wings is often used in poetry, but I personally don't find it very appealing. An unknown young poet. There are some things that can only be understood in the fleeting moments before they actually happen. It's possible to be fully prepared for them. A boy feigning depth. In the end, what does loyalty really mean? Each person may have their own unique interpretation. A philosophy professor. She treasures the engraved name tag, while I cling to the key with a sticky note attached. These objects are more precious to us than any giant gemstones. A notorious international thief. Okay, that was easy. Once the hawk discovers that its claws can silence the little bird's song, it will no longer heed the little bird's chirps. I really like this line. The leader of a mysterious troop? I will not lie, the first... I thought of a completely different troop from a completely different game for a split moment. The leader of a mysterious troop? Huh. Okay. Not sure from the top of my head again. The young falcon gracefully glides, learning to gauge the vast land below. Nice. Okay, that is all of it. That is the story of ZENO. Again, this was very good. It was very good and, yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. A very, very accurate sort of depiction of a war scenario and everything. Man, I feel bad for Hassan. The poor guy had to suffer through the worst of it at the end. I do wonder what would have happened actually with Hassan, considering, oh, where the shit did this go now? Now that I open it, it's all the way in the back, isn't it? There it is. But yeah, I do wonder what would have he done. He seemed to have started to waver, especially after he saw that picture earlier as well. I wonder if the people there, maybe he started wavering because the people that were there that they were fighting were maybe people that were also after him because they declared him a traitor and everything. Maybe from the same tribe that he is from, so he may have reacted with, oh shit, these are technically my original family members and everything. Who knows? But yeah, that is the ZENO story. It was a pretty heavy piece, and I like the whole back and forth as well between the interrogation and everything. And yeah, another showcase of ZENO currently struggling to find their ground and pull together as many resources as they can because of the storm and everything. Also, tiny little Ilya was very interesting to see. Good God, she started young. I keep forgetting that she was a young soldier for ZENO. But yeah, that was a nice reminder. And again, I kind of wondered how young she was in this thing, because God, how old is she in the current story actually? I don't have her in game, so I can't check. So I can't check right now what her description would say. But she looked kind of like I don't know. I would say somewhere around 14-ish, maybe younger. But yeah, I would say somewhere around 14, maybe. Pretty young, maybe 15 at most. I don't know. She definitely feels like she's like just at the cusp of hitting puberty, probably. And she's already globe-trotting and doing military missions around the world. Good God. But yeah, anyway, this was a good little story. Nice little look into ZENO's whole mess after the storm and recuperation. And I, despite being, sad at the end, I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed it, and it's always fun, as always, to do character voices, even in situations like that. Even in situations like that. It helps me stay well oiled, I guess. Anyway, that will be it for the ZENO episode. Next time we're gonna jump into the 2.7 patch and story and see what that is about. I honestly cannot wait. I'm very interested, especially because of the whole menu and theme and what is happening there. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited to see me go through that story and to experience what is happening in it. But that will be for next time. For this time, thank you very much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. It will help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Much more to come, of course. And leave a comment. That would also help a lot for the algorithm. And yeah, if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open. No video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support. Thank you to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.